With 220 miles of track, 37 bridges, 86 tunnels, and more than 100 years in the making, the Chihuahua Pacifico Railway, or El Chepe for short, is a spectacular trip through the Great Copper Canyon region and will travel from mountain to ocean in just one day. This is no ordinary railway journey. This is one of the most scenic railway journeys in the world. Mexico. As our train weaves its way through the Tarahumara Mountains, our journey is about to enter a new landscape. The astonishing Copper Canyon, one of the greatest geological wonders of the world. This dramatic railway line was originally built to connect the Gulf of Mexico in the east with the Pacific Ocean in the west. After much political wrangling, this challenging project began work in 1861. Delayed by revolution, financial difficulties and politics, the line was continued piecemeal before eventually being completed in 1961. Over the century taken, the cost of construction was $90 million. From their seats, our passengers can peer down into the valley below, where just 11 miles outside Bajío Chivo, some of Mexico's best wine is made. Quality control is only one of the responsibilities of local winemaker Bernardo. He owns a hotel and vineyard in the town of Cerocahui and tells a fascinating story of survival.
This church is a Jesuit mission, dates back from the 1780s. It was erected by the Jesuit fathers who came and founded this town of Cerocahui.
The settlers here soon realized that, as well as food, the climate was also perfect for the production of wine.
These vines, they're descended back when the Jesuits came here in the 1780. So they came, they had their own vines because, remember, they have to make their own wine. The King of Spain, he found out that the whole continent, it was very good for making wine. So he saw that as a threat to his economies. So he prohibited in America the growing of the grapevines. And also he expelled the Jesuits.
King Charles III, concerned that the Jesuits had acquired too much wealth and influence and were a bit too good at making the local red, expelled them from the area. The Mexican vineyards fell into ruin. However, the vines survived.
When we opened the hotel back in 1975, the gardener of the hotel, he came in with these small vines. He says, there are vines from the old Jesuits, and we didn't know that, so we started replanting them.
Now, 45 years later, Bernardo has 5 hectares of vines and produces one of the finest wines in the country.
It's a long story, but it's a beautiful story. Everything related with wine is beautiful.
On the 24th of November 1961, the Los Mochis line from the south met and joined up with the line from Chihuahua in the north for the very first time. The historic moment was celebrated by President Adolfo López Mateos with the building of a plaque to commemorate the day. After 100 years of construction, the Chihuahua Pacifico Railroad was finally complete. And it is here that the train must quickly descend 700 feet from the mountain down to sea level.